One of my favorite moments from The Last Jedi, which is Episode 8 in the Skywalker saga, a popular film with some detractors. One of my favorite moments is where Finn and Rose are off on their mission. Foolproof plan to go save the day, and they infiltrate the First Order. Superstar Destroyer there, the Supremacy. I don't compete in Star Wars trivia anymore, so I don't need to know all the details. But they're on their mission, and we cut back to Poe, and this is the point. It's almost like Philip Seymour Hoffman and Magnolia. This is the point of the movie where you help me. This is the point in the movie where it all comes together. The heroes succeed. Except for in this case, they don't. And there's this great moment, and it's, I will admit, to talk a little Star Wars, it's one of the moments that hooked me into The Last Jedi back in 2017 and in 2018. Oh, the heady days of innocent yet destructive internet discourse. It was the moment where we're in on Poe's face, and he's got this kind of, plan in motion to go against Holdo, and 3PO wants no part of it. It's treasonous, you see. It's against his protocol. And Poe's doing it to what he feels is to save the day. And when Rose and Finn fail, you cut back to him, and he just kind of almost mumbles to himself, they didn't make it. And love it or hate it, you out there might have opinions on it. Awesome. That moment spoke to me. That moment pulled me into the movie. There's a lot going on in the movie. There's a lot that is commenting on what Star Wars taught us for 42 years. Breaks it down and deconstructs it and builds it back up to say it taught us good things. Go to Force Center for more. But I love that moment. I love that moment because we do all want to succeed. We want our dreams to come true. We want the heroes to come through. We want things to work out. And often it does. And often it comes through at the last minute. And often dreams seem to come true for a lot of folks. I'm not talking about win the lottery dreams. I'm just about the dream job, the dream relationship, the change that forces you to find a new you, and then you come through on the other side. And I've experienced all of that. But as I am a podcaster and a comedian that looks inward first and pulls it out to hopefully have it all connect with you. And sometimes I wish it was the other way. Sometimes I wish I looked at the world and pulled it in more to see how it connects with me or how I feel about it. I think that might make me funnier. But I always navel gaze. And this year has been a year of navel gazing. This year, 2025, for me personally, has sucked. Lost my job in January. Despite little jobs here and there, have not yet replaced that. The income, the job, the purpose. This is part of what I do. But that steady writing gig I had, gone, vanished, and nothing's returned. Nothing's replaced it. Nothing's come back to me in terms of jobs. My relationship status changed in April. Though I do currently have, she's resting down there, full temporary full custody of my dog. We're going to share and not get into the personal side of that, but it's all good. It's all peaceful. But that was a giant change. And this also seems to be the end of a 10-year period of time where I left a day job I had for 17 years, went feet first into the deep ends of digital media and worked for companies, worked with friends, worked with people, worked with enemies, made friends, and have emerged on the other side this year, 10 years of it full time. I've emerged clearly being told it's time to go into something else. And this year's also been interesting because I have experienced personal miracles. I've experienced calls out for help to the universe, God, Spirit, Iron Man, and you out there. And answers have come, and miracle money has shown up, and little job opportunities have shown up. And it's been encouraging. It's been inspiring. It has also changed the way this year in which I looked at my relationship with the religion of my past and how I want to interact with it in my future. I was fuming after the election in November, fuming at the large amount of evangelicals who voted again for Donald Trump and put us in to the position we are in now, drug us further down, I think, into the pit of Hades, and they seem to have a certain amount of glee as it happens, or maybe at best a lack of full understanding. I don't know, but I was pretty angry, and that's kind of changed. Let me be clear, still angry, but I want to deal with that in a different way. But I didn't want to throw the God out with the bathwater. It just didn't feel right. And this year in 2025, in a year of immense changes and a year of immense struggles, again, for me personally, the world's even worse than I feel for so many other people in the world. So many other earth-shattering, historic stories of tragedy out in the world this year. So I acknowledge that and also ask for forgiveness if I look a little inward tonight. Or when you're listening to this, hopefully, because it's a Monday morning show. In the morning. Oh, by the way, I'm just diving in. I'm Ken Napzok. This is the Monday morning show. This is my little introspection-based podcast, and now available for everyone on YouTube. Hi, welcome. You can get early access to it by becoming a YouTube channel member or a Patreon supporter. That's the business. Subscribe to the channel, too. So I ask for forgiveness as I look inward, but a lot of things have gone good this year for me in a year of absolute struggle. And one of those things was having a little bit more of a positive outlook on a relationship with God. I'm not going to go down the personal relationship with Jesus Christ. That's a wonderful idea, and I'm not against it. That ain't me. That ain't where I'm at. But in November, I was ready to burn it all down. And I know that's heavy when you talk about churches. We don't want to burn down churches, everybody, especially with recent incidents. But it's a turn of phrase, and it's where I was at. I'm not there anymore. But what has happened to me and what is happening to others around me, not everyone, but many, is that last second Hail Mary pass, the phone call that changes everything, the payment that helps, the payment that kicks the can down the road one more month, the job opportunity that you didn't expect. All those things have apparently dried up for me and many others. Now, I've said a lot of things here on this show, a lot of things I believe in, a lot of things I want to believe in. A lot of these episodes are me just putting up a mirror and talking to myself. And some of those things are like your job isn't your identity. What you do isn't your full person. And you can face change. You can let things go. And I'm better at some things than others. I've been pretty zen, pretty Jedi-like on the relationship transition I've gone through. I've been pretty forward-thinking and positive about that. It's been good. It's been healthy. But when it comes to the job, like right now, I don't believe a lot of the things that I've even said on the show. Now, that doesn't mean I was lying. Doesn't mean I was just trying to convince myself. I actually believe in them, and I believe it's good advice. But right now, I'm in this week. This show is about me looking ahead to my week, which is also maybe hopefully similar to your week. But this week is full of doubt. And this week is full of failure. Out of failure comes opportunity. Yeah, I know. But I'm at that point where I feel like I'm Finn, Rose, and Poe Dameron. And I'm mumbling to myself, I didn't make it. And I don't know what tomorrow brings. And I just talked recently because my dog is under my feet, and I'm in the house that she was in when she left, and I just wanted that to happen, and it did. And I talked about the lesson just a couple weeks ago, but you can't predict the future. I'm living in that. But in this moment and in this week, I'm living in the doubt. I'm living in the failure. And I'm trying to analyze what to do with that. I'm trying to think about how to go forward. And I think part of that is just realizing that it is not just a simple switch in direction, a simple pivot. And it's painful, but I'm losing, I feel, a lot of myself. Over the last couple of days, I had some conversations with some folks, one a close friend, one an acquaintance in the comedy world, but all of us kind of going through the same thing. Can't find work. Can't find work in the fields in which we not only are well-trained and experienced, but that we wanted to do or that we set out to do. And that's a blessing. When I left security, went into the digital media world full-time as a producer and made more money in that digital media world per year than I did in my security days. Yeah, that was a dream. It was a privilege. And even though I eventually had a lot of problems with some of it and was glad to leave some of those jobs, I felt like, we did it. Not just got out of a job, but I am me now. 10 years later, I'm even more me now. And I've gone through a lot of changes in these last 10 years, but this isn't about that. But I was talking to a pal this week, and he, with a vast amount of experience in his chosen fields, has come to the realization that it's just not there anymore. That the next opportunity, the next job, the next LinkedIn post that comes from you saying open to work, and someone says, I got something, like we all hope that those things come. But he's feeling that it hasn't arrived and it won't arrive. I'm feeling in my life that it won't arrive. We've kind of failed. Ouch, babe. And he had said something to me that, man, I've just had this clarity that all these jobs I'm applying for, if I don't know anyone on the inside, I'm not getting them anymore. There's too many people applying. There's too many younger people applying. And if you don't have a man on the inside of the castle, you're not getting in. And I've just had to come to terms with that. And I'm now then going to come to terms with, probably at my age, having to get in a little better shape to go get the warehouse job that finishes my days. Work is work. And I know some of you who actually listen to me who work in like warehouses or the service industry. And I want to be so clear about this. It isn't about the job, right? One of my most talented friends it's like working at a gym mopping floors, literally. One of his duties. Not even like a trainer. He's like the dude that cleans up after everyone. And he's a genius writer. And he's happy to have that, but he's going through this too. My friend's going through this too. I'm going through this too. I ran into this comic friend of mine who's going through this too. You can still do the comedy things. You can still podcast at night. You can do all those things. And it's hard to explain to other people. I feel like it's the Dire Straits Money for Nothing song. I want my MTV. Get your money for nothing and your chicks for free. So I want to try to spend this out into your life. But this isn't about what you're doing out there either. This is about those moments in life where you feel, yeah, I can do what I have to do. I can go get that job, and maybe it's time. And the clock has run out. Rose, Finn, and I have failed. We failed. But it is such a loss of identity. It is such a painful loss personal identity. And I know I've said, hey, who you are, what the paycheck says isn't who you are. But right now it's more than that. Because it's a lifetime of pursuit, a lifetime of training, a lifetime of desires, a lifetime of accomplishments that are all gone for so many of us. And as this country spirals out even more, there's 100% tariffs, shut down industries and shut down cities as families are separated, as things start to collapse around us. And yeah, maybe economies are cyclical, and maybe we'll rebound and we will be the shining city on the hill. I was talking to a CEO of a self-storage business. And he was saying, oh, you should get into self-storage. Like you should own a business. It's a growing industry. And I realized in that conversation that he was just talking about how, a lot of people are going to need that because, well, he wasn't saying it. A lot of people are going to lose their homes. A lot of people are going to have to transition to smaller spaces, and they're going to need this. And the industry is a booming industry right now. It's what a lot of us are going through. And this week I'm facing, maybe next week more. But this week I'm facing all right, it's time to have those conversations. It's time to change my mindset. I didn't come through. I didn't succeed. And I'm ready to face the season of change with a Zen philosophy. I'm ready to look at it like a Jedi, but I'm not ready to face the fact that beyond just failing, who I am as a person is forever going to be lost. From the ashes rises someone new. I know. But I was looking into the eyes of these friends, and it's beyond just my pay stub has a different company on it. My pay stub has a different me on it. And what do you do with that? And how do you get through that? Oh, again, tragedies all around. We're almost coming up, crazy to think, in just a couple months, a year out from the devastating fires here in Los Angeles that absolutely changed lives. Lives whisked away. A different kind of failure. No one's fault. No true failure. But who you are has to change. And that's where I'm at. Who I am is about to change. And who my friends are is about to change. And we're all looking at each other's eyes. And they're hollow and they're empty and they're scared. I'm not looking for comfort today. I'm not looking for help. I'm not looking for the miracle. I'm just looking for the strength to face this. I'm looking for the strength within me to step forward into a new me. Trying to clear all the bad energy. Try to clear that mojo. But I'm trying to reconcile with that loss of identity, that loss of who I am, the loss of everything that led me here, all the wonderful mistakes and the compromises and the bad jobs and the bad relationships, all the things, and everything leads you to here, and it all makes sense. It all makes sense, right? But this week doesn't make sense to me. And this week doesn't make sense to my friends. And this week might not make sense to any of you out there too. So I guess we band together. I guess we find the strength. And I guess we just have that deep sigh and we say, this is it. We didn't make it. But tomorrow is a new day. Tomorrow we can. And tomorrow we'll find the new it to make. And I do believe in that. But I guess my whole point today on this podcast, that's about me looking ahead to my week and just reflecting on the things going on in my life, the world, and maybe yours. I just want to say that it's okay that if you have these fears, it's okay if you have these doubts. God is big enough for your doubts. God is big enough for your anger. Don't beat yourself up for any of these feelings, including the horrible ones, the fear and anger and bitterness, right? You want to purge those. You don't want to live in it. You don't want to stew in that. Let's all be kind to ourselves this week as we all find solutions that are best for our lives. As we all find the next identity while holding on to the core of who we are. I believe all the stuff I say on this show. But this week, I don't. This week, I'm racked with doubt. But there's something real positive in that. Something real positive in realizing that you are big enough for the doubt. You're big enough for it. We're all going to get through it. We have no choice. So mumble to yourself. We didn't make it. But the story continues. Thanks for listening. Thanks for letting me be introspective. Introspective? Introspected. Introspective. I'd edit that out, but I don't care. Thanks for letting me be here. We have silly stuff going on the blatherings. Got the mailbag, put stand-up clips. Thank you for letting me be me. Because no matter what I do, that's all I can do. If you'd like to support more, head over to YouTube and become a channel member. Or go to Patreon. I'm opening up some new tiers soon. I've got the executive producer tier where for a one-time fee, I'll help produce 3 episodes of a show with you. If you have any interest in developing something on your own, I'm going to help you through the process. I'm also going to unveil some lower tiers in that category if anyone's looking for consulting or coaching on things like broadcasting and podcasting and back-end stuff or show development, all those kind of things. Really interested in doing that. I'll talk more about that. But that's all on the Patreon page. I'm just happy you're here. We've started our week. Let's try to do it with a smile. I'll see you next time. I need some coffee. A little whiskey in it? Yeah, that's the plan. Bye.